my god, you...
How's it going, guys? Saku back with another video here. Today we're going to be looking at the Cloudstrike for an exotic review. We're going to look at the PvP side of things. I'll throw some Gambit clips up there. We'll look at some strikes, some PvE side of stuff. We'll get you some damage numbers on how the weapon performs in PvE, and then my thoughts on it in PvP, because I'm more of a PvP sniper. Take it into survival, show you how it works in there. Obviously, you saw the control clips already, but first we're looking at the perks. Fluted barrel, alloy magazine, so this thing does have a really fast reload when you do empty the mag, which is nice. Rapid precision hits create a lightning storm at the point of impact. That's Stormbringer. So basically every time that you get a precision kill on this thing, it's going to drop a lightning bolt, going to do damage to pretty much everything around, within a close proximity of whatever you kill. Then you got hand-laid stock, which increases the stability. Mortal polarity is the intrinsic trait. Precision final blows generate a lightning bolt at the target's location. Basically, this is kind of like a lightning grenade would be. Like a pulse grenade on one of these arc subclasses. Essentially just doing extra damage around the area of where you're hitting multiple precision blows in a row. And then if you want to see the ornament here real quick, I'll throw that on for you. It kind of strips it down of all of this front area right here and a little bit here, changes the color a little bit. I thought I would like the ornament more than I do, but to me it kind of just strips the sniper down a little bit too much. But other than that, I'm definitely going to use it. It's just not my favorite ornament in the world. But there's a quick look at that for you. Here's a look at the stats if you're interested in that. Pretty much 60s across the board, reload speed a little bit slower, aim assistance 68, pretty much similar to all the other snipers. The only difference is the 50 zoom for the most part, as opposed to something like the Widow's Bite where you have way less range, less stability, good handling speed, a little bit more reload speed, and then the zoom's a 45, or something like the Distant Tumulus, zoom 45 again, but the range and the stability way lower. Not that those things necessarily matter, but I guess on the long range shots, PvP, PvE side of things, that helps a little bit. So initial thoughts on this thing, I mean, I love it, honestly. The way it feels, the way it looks, the fact that it's a 50 zoom doesn't really bother me. In an area like this, it gives me a little bit more room because I flick shot a lot. I've always been a Call of Duty sniper for the most part, so I just play a little bit different. Sometimes I play a little bit faster sniping style in Destiny than I need to, but that little bit of extra zoom helps me hit flick shots in these areas as opposed to dragging, just because you have a little bit less space there. But the sound of it, the look of it, I love the way it feels, the sound of it when you shoot and get headshots. It reminds me of almost like a L11 if you played MW3, or like an L96 A1 or a Ballista from Black Ops 2. But people say that it's a little bit sluggish, since it doesn't have any of those snapshot perks or anything. Honestly, you can pretty much fix that by just coming over here and putting on a couple sniper rifle targeting mods, give you faster ADS and everything, and I mean you can see the difference right there if you're trying to hit quicker shots. That pretty much alleviates all that problem right away. But personally, I mean, I like it. I think it is competitive. I like the 140s. I don't use a ton of them, but this one is one of my favorites. just because I can take those headshots a little bit faster, and if I miss them, I have a faster chance to line them up, take another shot. So it doesn't really bother me in competitive settings because if I'm sniping, if I'm bodying people, I'm not killing them. I'm aiming for the head anyways. This sniper, as opposed to something like the Adored, it's gonna kill to the head regardless. So honestly, since the start of this season, I have, since I had my hands on this Cloudstrike, I like the Cloudstrike better, honestly, in my opinion right now. And I'll show you some comp clips in a little bit that back up my point. So starting off with the Gambit clip, you can see that pretty much any shot you take on a red bar, you're deleting them. Splash damage to the other ads around them, yellow bars, red bars, does a decent amount of damage to the yellow bars as well, picking up all sorts of motes out there. Does pretty good damage in Gambit. And then I have an invade clip where you can see that I think I get 4 kills. One of them was a double because he respawned his teammate. That's a really good time to get a shot on someone if you have a clean shot. That extra zoom really helps you in Gambit a lot actually, because you're usually taking big long lines of sight shots. And then I have strike clip here as well, where you can kind of see that basically you're just going into rooms, blowing out ads, putting precision shots on an ad, blows them up, blows everything up around them, room's cleared. And then you can see the intrinsic trait here where I'm putting a couple precision shots into this knight, and then it has that explosion effect with the storm all around him. You can see how much damage it did to one of those Gambit knights. As far as damage value goes, you're looking per shot at about 10,343 damage a shot. 7 clips in the magazine. The Storm perk, when you do proc that from hitting multiple precision shots in a row, you're doing 16,997 extra damage on top of what you're already seeing. So altogether, out of one clip, you're getting about 106,000 worth of damage, which is pretty good as far as special weapons go. That's pretty high up there. I think you're looking at like 41,000 damage per second on this thing. So all in all, it's up there pretty high with some of the better PVE weapons as far as slug shotguns go and things like that. Going over to the PvP side of things, which is more what I'm into, what I use it for, I'll have some comp game going in the background. I think this was my first comp game that I ran into. Once I picked this thing up, I ran it in control a little bit, went over to comp. This is my very first comp game, and we pretty much stomped them like 4-1. But as far as the Cloudstrike goes, this felt better to me than the Adored has so far this season. Like, I think this is one of my favorite snipers. I like the fact that they introduced a new exotic sniper, brought this into the game, and it just gives you a different feel. I take quicker shots, faster shots. I'm not as worried about the perks on it, snapshot and everything like that, making sure I aim down my sights and everything. A lot of people complain about the zoom. The zoom doesn't bother me. The way this thing feels is great. Like an L11 and MW3, like I said earlier, it just had a certain feel to it. It zooms in a very straight line from right to left when you're going for that shot. It's a very satisfying feel of a gun. The shots, the headshots, everything. I think it can be a competitive gun. Any gun you want to be can be a competitive gun as long as you use it right. You're hitting your shots, you're getting kills. You know, as you can see, I had no problem with it. I really enjoyed running around with it, using it. I think it'd be a good gun in trials. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to think about what you're getting out of it with the extra perks and everything. I mean, it's always going to be a good control gun. It's always going to be a good Iron Banner gun. Something like Trials, well, you're hitting headshots anyways, right? If you don't hit that headshot, maybe that certain teammate gets away and you never get that shot anyways. If you do hit the headshot, they happen to be standing next to each other, you're basically getting free collats. I mean, this is the best collat sniper in the game. Personally, I really enjoy it. I think it's going to be a little bit of a menace in control and things like that. I'm going to use it all the time. I'm going to keep posting clips with it. The only thing I noticed was it had a decent amount of flinch when you're taking your shots. If you start getting bombarded with an, auto rifle or something like that, it's going to kick you off the head. So just keep that in mind. I don't think it's the best gun in the world, but it's definitely not on the lower bad side. If you're going to go into high PvE, take a sniper like Izanagi's with you. It's going to be a little bit better. But out of all the other 140s for your choices, It's going to be better in PvP because you have those collateral damage chances, and then same thing in PvE. You're doing all that extra damage with all those extra perks. I think it's a really good gun all the way around. It's higher up there with the special weapons in the game as far as damage goes in PvE, and you can get a ton of clips with it. You can get 6 kills in one shot in PvP. So I really liked it a lot. It feels great in my hands. Not everyone's going to have the same taste, going to agree on that, but overall, I really enjoyed it. Give it a shot, you know, run the Empire hunts for it, go out, get it, decide whether you like it or not. Use it if you want to. I loved it. Personal choice. You'll see a lot here on this channel. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. More content coming soon. Leave me a comment if you want to see anything specific. I'm pretty much just going to keep pushing out content as new stuff comes in. Leave a like and a sub if you enjoyed it. You want to come back, and we'll see you next time.